Hi, welcome to Abby Pilates. Today, all you're going to need is your Pilates ball and band for your 30-minute leg and core quick workout. Here we go. Let's get started. Okay, starting with just that ball, we're going to come to all fours. The ball's going to head between your knees, shoulders down, flip those toes under. We're going to lift to hover, squeeze that ball. Squeeze and squeeze. As you squeeze your ball, drawing your belly button towards your spine. Exhaling your ribs close together. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to tap those knees down. Pull the belly button in. I'm rounding to pick the ball back up. Coming back to a neutral spine as I lower. Scooping to lift that ball. Inhale. Exhale. Relaxing through the shoulders on the way down. Pushing the floor away on the way up, about 5 more. Making sure those shoulders slide down your back. We don't want them into those ears, keeping that ball tight for 2. And hold that scoop, last one. So now I'm rounded, and I'm going to slide my feet in and out. So if you aren't wearing socks, we can step in and out, holding that ball nice and tight. I just want you to consider drawing the ball towards your nose. And then you're going to open the hips to let the ball go away. We're scooping through that spine. I'm going from neutral, rounded. Neutral, rounded. For 4. Already should have heat through the quads, shoulders, and definitely that abdomen. 2 more. Last one. Lowering those knees down. Let's reach those arms up over your head. 1 big inhale. 1 big exhale. I'm already warm. I don't know about you guys, but I am already warm. Okay, we're going to go on to our backs. Warm up that backside just a little bit. Ball headed between the knees. Hands are flat for your glute bridge. Lifting up. Squeezing the glutes. Opening the front side. Press those hands into the earth. Level 2, you can be elbows to the floor. If the hand on the floor is too easy, we're going to go lift, squeeze, lower, exhale up, squeeze, lower, squeeze, lower, squeeze the glutes to lift, and you're drawing the knees away from your body. All the time I see people lift, but they don't finish it by pulling those knees away from the rest of the body. 5, lower and lift for 4. Squeezing the glutes to lift, inner thighs at the top on that ball. 2, and 1, we hold. Now we're going to take the hands to the earth so we can pay attention to our hip bones. We don't want that pelvis rocking back and forth. That's a different kind of party we're not doing today. We're going to reach the right leg long, squeeze the left glute. When you look down, you should see that your hips are even. Both side bodies should be long as well. Squeeze on that ball. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Everything's stable. Don't let that hip drop. 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Hold that ball tight. Lift those hips right back up. Hands press into the ground. Left leg reaches. Check your hips out. Usually one is worse than the other one. My first side was a little bit weaker than this side. Squeezing the right glute. Squeeze, squeeze. Making sure rib to hip on both sides. Nice and long. Press into those hands. 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Both hips up. And we're going to reach those fingertips to the sky. I'm squeezing through my knees to get that inner thigh. My glutes are holding me up. My knees are reaching away, away. Shoulders out of those ears. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We lower down nice and slow to grab the ball. Ball goes underneath your tail. And then you're going to have your tail heavy. So what we don't want to see is a tuck where you pull your pubic bone towards your nose And now we are in the wrong position. We want to be in the neutral spine where your tail is heavy on your ball, trying to pop your ball with your tail. We're going to open and close. I'm going to have to move a little bit sideways. We're going to go open and close, open and close, open and close. Drawing your knees together at the same time as you close those ribs, pull your belly button down, creating heat through the legs. Squeeze and squeeze. Heels together. If you need to have a slight bend here, you can do these bent as well. I know some people don't have that hamstring flexibility to lift those legs at the sky. Deflating your rib cage downward. We don't want those ribs popped out. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to go switch, switch. Open, bend, reach. Other leg, open, bend, reach. My right leg leads now. Open, bend, and reach. Now left leg, open, bend, reach. Is your tail still heavy? Can you still have that long neck as you move? Squeeze, squeeze, reach, close, open, squeeze, squeeze. Should feel those inner thighs. And your neck still reaching from head to tail. Bend, open for 2. Last 1. We're going to let the hips fall open. Take a little rock on that ball. Woo, feel those hips moving side to side. Loosen up through your spine. All right, let's get that ball out from beneath our tail. We're going to bring it behind our back, right where your bra clasps if you're female. Otherwise, it's going to be like where your shoulder blades would kiss, about mid-back. Inhaling back over your ball. Exhale, scoop to lift. This, just to get our ribs moving. So you pull the ribs down to lift up the chest. Often I see people yanking and they stop here. Well, this is just my neck. Keep the neck open and lift up through the abdomen. 6 and 5. Elbows super wide. 4. Can you lift off that ball? Don't bounce off of it. Lift off of it. We're going to add a leg kick, alternating those legs. Hands go reach, lower back. Other leg, reach, lower back. Really scooping through the core as you lift. We are just bending back and forth now. We're going to start rotating and twisting here soon. But try not to take any twists now. For 2, we're going to hold this lift, hold it, reach those fingertips super long, lower and lift that leg without any movement through your core. So what you don't want to see is any lifting or lowering, just your leg moving. You might need to go a little bit slower to move, or you might find that this is easy, and you could also take that other leg up to a tabletop. For 3, 2, much harder to balance your pelvis with the other leg lifted. 1, both legs go to the sky, reach toward your toes for 10. Again, a slight knee bend is okay if you don't have that hamstring flexibility. 5 more. Ribs pulling toward your pubic bone. Back pressing into that ball for 2. Scoop, lift, hold. Arms are going to go over your head. We're just holding here. So legs are lifted and reaching nice and tight. You have weight in your upper body because of your arms. Belly pulling down toward the floor. 3, 2, and 1. Heading toward the other side. Right leg is going to lower. We're going to bring our hands flat as we scoop and lift, hold, reach your shoulders down your back. Inhale down. Exhale up. Again, paying attention to your hips. My shoulder blades are kind of hugging the ball behind my back. I'm pulling my shoulder blades down. so that my shoulders are out of my ears and they're squeezing the ball as my scapula pull together. And last 3, take that other leg up if you want to. Don't move your pelvis. Belly staying flat, 2. And 1. Both legs come to tabletop. Hands go behind your head. Try to hold those legs in tabletop. Feel a stretch through your upper body. Feel the stretch through your rib cage. Now we can lower both feet flat. Right leg comes to tabletop. Exhale to twist toward your knee. We do this often. So once you're up, instead of continuing to move back and forth like I normally do, I'm going to have you lift, open and reach. Eyes follow left hand. Stomach stays down. It wants to poke up. Hold it in. Now exhale to lift. Return, bend, and twist. We go lift to reach, open, and exhale up, twist. Lift, inhale to open, exhaling up, come to a twist. So this movement of the bend isn't relaxed. The movement of the bend is get deeper in toward my rotation, pull my elbows wide, then I lift, then inhale to reach, exhale, scoop, lift, twist, tight, and open. Twist tight. 2 more. Last one, big exhale. Legs go long, head rests back. And we bend those knees in, heading toward the other side. Scoop to lift. Left leg goes to tabletop. Twist toward your left knee. Once you're twisted toward your left knee, pull your right rib cage flat to really get scooped nice and well. And we lift, exhale. Inhale back, follow the right hand with your eyes. Exhale, scoop to lift. Then we return to a deeper twist than where we started. Exhaling up. Inhale, reach long, scoop, twist. When you head back, really try to reach the left leg all the way to the floor, maybe minus an inch or so. And another thing that we're going for is from fingertip on the right hand to left toe, nice and long. And reach. Exhale up. And twist. Lift. Get off that ball. Try not to bounce on your ball. You're really doing everything you can to lift up and away off of it. Okay, let's go last one. I'm having trouble counting. That's when I know that it's time to finish. Relax over that ball. Okay, take a scoop position as we roll up. I'm going to have you guys lose your balls. We're going to grab your bands. Once you have the bands in your hands, let's go ahead and wrap it around our feet. So the bottom of my feet, tops of my feet, that's what we're going to be today. We're going to get our shoulders down. I'm going to start moving my left leg first, getting into my left hamstring and my left glute. My right hamstring and glute, mostly glute, just stabilizing me. Shoulders are down. We're in a quadruped position. Let's just lift that left heel back. When you do, most people are going to start to lift the left hip. Make sure you're nice and square, that right foot pulling that band down. Good. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale. For 8, can you drive that heel toward the ceiling? Hips have headlights on them shining at the floor. 6 and 5 and 4. Drive that heel up. If you don't have a band, you could also use a weight here behind your knee. For 2. And we're going to hold it up, little pulses. 10, 9, 8. Don't let your belly poke out. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Can you reach that leg away? Pull it in. The goal here is to keep your knee high and extend the left leg all the way out. Your body's going to want to stop about halfway. Finish the drive through the heel. Pull the quad out of your knee, lifting through your core. Then lift the knee to head back in, using your hamstring to lift your knee nice and high. 6 more. Reaching head to toe nice and long. 5, belly's in really tight. 4, 3, for 2, up, up, up. I felt myself give away that one, last one. Up and away. Down to the elbows we go. Head to tail reaching nice and long. You can really stick your booty out on this. We don't want to have any rounding through that spine. Lift that heel up and tap. Up and up. Straight left leg. Maybe upping the pace a little bit here. Anytime you can be dynamic in Pilates with control, I say go for it, just because usually we're moving at such a slower pace. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Coming in, we're going to bend the knees, reach the arms long, swiggle those hips, wiggle waggle through, open up that chest, rounding up, heading to the other side. I'm going to turn around for you guys. Right heel driving to the ceiling, shoulders down. We go up and tap. Can you get that heel up any higher than the other side? The left leg's going to be fatigued now as it stabilizes. It was just moving. So this side might feel a little bit tougher. Ribs kiss in the front. Remember, we're not dipping through our spine to lift that leg. For 5, 4, both side bodies equal distance. We don't want to be hiking up a hip. 3, 2, we hold and pulse. Up and up and up. Maybe taking it an inch higher every time. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach, reach, reach. Maybe squaring up. I definitely had my right hip lifted there. So I'm really going to try to reach and flex. Pulling those ribs in and that belly button in. Reach head to heel nice and long. For 5. And bend. Lift that knee, lift that knee. 4. Up, up, up. 3. For 2. Left side body reaching. And 1. Lower down to those elbows. Drive that heel toward the ceiling. Up and up, up. Squaring up. No rounding through the spine, no shoulders in the ears. Lengthen out your body. For 5, 4, 3, lower belly off that bottom leg. And 1, bend those knees in. 1 more child's pose. Wiggle through your hips, reach those arms nice and long. Now, this is a quick 30-minute workout, but if I was going to put an emphasis on my legs, I'd probably do 1 more set of those guys, really just to get into the glutes and hammies. And then, since we're actually going to come to a stand. We're going to have a right leg in front, ball behind the spine. We're in a split stance. Once you're in that split stance, drive the ball down your body behind you so that you can make sure your collar is wide and open. Lift up that left heel. We tap it down, chest stays up. Down, ball lifts off the booty as you head up. I'm really pushing into my right heel on the way up. And I am making sure my right knee is pulling toward my pinky toe on the way up. Can I drive that ball down and back? Down and back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Can we get as low as we can? Hold and move that ball up, down, down. Just working our arms through that iso hold is a distraction, but it's also a good way for us to breathe through that rib cage and keep those shoulders out of our ears for 2 and 1. Let's take that split stance, but reach the ball over our heads. We're going to drive the ball away from us and teeter-totter as we stick the tail out. Reach, squeeze through right hamstring and glute to lift. So I guarantee you there are people at home hinging by rounding. I want you to make sure that you aren't doing that whatsoever. Reach the ball and your booty away from one another, and then we squeeze to lift up. My socks are not sticky enough. I gotta get some more sticky socks. These mats just get so slippery, and when you're really using those feet, you'll feel that. 4, hinge, reach, hamstring opens on that right side. 3, open the ribs, close the ribs through your breath. Last one, ball comes to your knee, hands press down on that ball. You can open up that collar. We're going to lift up and tap, bend, come in. We go up, tap, bend, press, up, tap, both elbows, both knees bending, up, tap, bend, press, up, tap. It's almost like a little curtsy. Because I do take that hug through the inner thigh, I get a little crossover for 4, and up, 3, up, 2, up. Last one, head to heel reaching long. You should feel that glute through your right side, if that guy was correct. Ball behind your butt, left foot is in front. Square up those hips, drive your collar wide, drive the ball towards your lifted right heel, tummy in. Find that perfect stance before you get started. We go bend, lift, reach that ball up. As you stand, pulling the left knee out, trying to keep the chest lifted. 6, 5, 4, 3, how high can you get that back heel? 2, how high can you get the ball in the back? Going for that iso hold, lowering and lifting the ball. Feel some movement in your rib cage as you try to hold it in. Feel no lift in your shoulders as the ball goes overhead. 3, can you get any lower? 2, last one. Ball goes to your left knee. Once the ball's on that left knee, press your hands into your left knee, squaring up those hips. Right leg goes behind you, up. See how long I am from head to heel? Make sure we're not crowning over, okay? We squeeze it in, reach it back, lift, come in, and press, bend, squeeze, lift, tap, bend, inner thigh at the bottom. Use those inner thighs to squeeze. And when you think about that, you end up getting some glute work through that left hip as well. Try to keep that back as flat as possible. Another way to think about it is sticking your chest out just slightly. 4, bend, reach. 3, tummy stays in when the leg lifts. 2, and 1. Take that ball to the ceiling. Square up those hips. Sternum leads the way down. Tail sticking out. Squeeze the glutes to lift. Inhale, reach, reach, reach. Exhale. Tummy pulls in. Can you reach the ball farther every time? In that way, Just trying to open up that left hamstring a little more. 5. Elbows are squeezing right by my head. 4. 3. It's okay to fall out. We just worked through that. 2. Working through balance. So good for our brains. And 1. Okay, we're going to head back to the floor to finish. You can bring your ball with you. We're going to take that ball between our knees, our hands flat on the floor. I like to squeeze the floor with my shoulder blade just to get my collar wide to start. Then I deflate. You see how my whole back's on the ground? Let's try to keep that, guys. Flex those feet, tap the heels, pull the ball towards your nose. When you lift the ball up, your body's sinking into the ground, and then you hold it. So I'm holding my back into the ground as I reach my heels. The more pressure you have on that low spine as you reach your heels out, the better. We do not want that low spine to peel off the floor. 5. The small of your back, pressing down, down, down. 4. Deflate. 3. 2. And 1. We're going to scoop to kiss the ball. Now head and heels tap. I can already feel the small of my back's lifted. I'm going to correct it and scoop it in. And then I'm going to head back up to that lift. Lift, tap. That was better. Lift and tap. Lift. Chest lifting also. Elbows staying wide. Let's go for 5. That ball's there for a reason. Make sure that you're not loosely holding it, but you're tightly hugging it. Ribs pull together at the top. 2 more. 2. And 1. I'm going to keep my upper body lift. I've got some support through my head by holding my neck long in my hands. I'm going to reach that ball out. Squeeze to come back in. Reach. When I reach, I try to lift my shoulder blades off the floor. Pull it back in, hugging your ball. My whole back's still down, guys. My whole back's still down. Lift. 3. And pull. 2. And pull. Last one. Reach. Pull 1 more inch up, up, up. We're going to take the ball into our hands to finish. About a minute and a half left. Exhale, scoop. Growing at the top. Roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. Hands reach over your head at the bottom. An option here to have your knees bent. Some people need a little bit more support or grounding through the floor. Some people like their knees bent just to move a little bit more freely. I like to ground my legs down to ensure I'm really using that core. Scoop, hands press together to reach back. 1 vertebrae at a time. Lifts, doesn't jump off the floor. Pressing those hands together to help scoop and drive the ball up. Let's go last one. Lift and reach up and away. Slowly rolling down. We're going to take our feet to a butterfly position. You don't need that anymore. And we're going to rest shoulders. Rest those knees wide. Big exhale to just feel that rib cage join together 1 more time. Pull your knees in towards your chest. Big exhale. Knees can come in a little bit tighter. Rolling up. We can crisscross those legs. Once we crisscross those legs, left arm's going to go over your head. Right hand has left elbow to open up, peeking underneath the armpit. Grow to the ceiling before re-shifting your weight to the other side. Re-shifting's not a word, but you feel me, right? It's a lot of English language for a mom of 3 at I don't know what time it is, like 6 p.m. after a full day. Okay, take your fingertips behind you, palms on the floor. Head goes back as you lift through the chest, opening up the chest cavity. Big inhale. And exhale. Can you deflate, grab the fronts of your knees? Extending up one more time. And then let's exhale, scoop and round back, almost like a cat-cow. Restacking your spine. Okay, you guys, thanks so much for joining me. That was it, 30 minutes, a little core, a little abs. I appreciate you being here. If you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to me. You know where to find me on social media, or you can comment here on YouTube. Have a good one. Thanks so much.